everybody, welcome to this week's ITL. Sorry about the background noises. I really can't do anything at this point in time. I mean, I got lawnmowers in the back, I got air conditionings in the front, you know, it is what it is. But this week I'm going to go show you guys a little bit of a gadget that the missus had picked up for me. And let me put this over here, out of the way. And actually right here, I guess you can see it. Yeah, it's a fitness bracelet. It's like, okay, look at me. Do I look like I'm in fitness? No, actually, this is more than just a fitness bracelet. This bracelet's actually it's a mixture of a fitness bracelet and a notifier watch. And I mean, I've had this for almost 2 weeks and tried it out, and I'll tell you why the missus actually got it for me and gifted it to me. This is actually the actual name to this, and pardon me 1 second. I actually wrote it on the lid because it doesn't say it on the box, except for a fitness bracelet. This is actually a golden hour fitness tracker, and you can find this, got it off of Amazon. Myself, I am not endorsed by any company off this. I'm not endorsed by Amazon. I pay for the Amazon Prime, and that's about it. But yeah, if anybody's interested in something like this, I will go ahead and leave a link. I'll put a link in the description, down in the description of the video. But it's basically, I'll let you guys go. Everybody know how well this worked, why I got it. She got it from me, and so on. I actually got it on. I've been wearing it on my wrist for the most part of 2 weeks. First off, it comes to you in this little box with a manual, which is this was actually one of my complaints with this company. This is the manual. It is, I don't know how many pages. Oh, let me see. It is 68 pages, 9 languages, but the print is so stinking small, it's unreal. I used to use my cell phone to magnify the print. One of my complaints. I mean, to use these, you have to have an app anyway for your for an Android device. Why not put a PDF file with the app or something, or rather that way you can actually pick the language and have it proper size? It'd be worth it. It comes in a box. Actually, it's actually packaged pretty decent, this little plastic holder, and the band is not on the main body of the watch. Actually, I'll take mine off, even though that'll mess things up a little bit, but I'll take it off. The band is not actually part of not attached to the watch when you get it. That's due to, that's a USB plug on the end of the band for the ones on the one side. And actually, how you know exactly which side it is, there's like a little picture of a button there. It's on that side. I just happen to put it on this side of the band because it's just easier for me to get it on and off and charge it up. Now it'll hold it charged. I have actually tested this out in, I'd say, light usage for the amp, really light usage for the notifier part. It lasted me right around 5 days without a charge. And even then, it could have gone a little bit longer because I didn't let it go down until they did. Now it really depends on the battery life. Really depends on how much you use the notifier part, because you can set it up through the app to basically make it go crazy, sending you apps through your cell phone and stuff, notifications for your cell phone. I got it set so just like a text message, or the phone rings, it'll notify me that I got a phone call or a text message. Now doesn't have a speaker in it or a microphone, so you can't make phone calls, so it's not hands-free. for your phone. But you can operate, you can pick up for a phone call through this. Say if you have it hooked into your car stereo, your cell phone hooked into your car stereo, and using the microphone through your cell phone, you can pick up and talk hands-free. Still an advantage, but I mean it does everything that a notifier watch can do, other than that, and play music. A lot of Firewatches don't do that even. But you can control your camera with it. You can, I mean, it's a notifier watch. Now the fitness, it does track blood pressure, it tracks pulse, steps. It can even show you a route if you want to go through the GPS in your phone. I mean, it's got a stopwatch built into it. You can, for the app, you can do. And it tracks your sleep. And how does it do it? Well, actually there's a sensor. Shouldn't have put it on. There's a sensor on the bottom of the watch. And that sensor is to track for your blood pressure and your pulse. How does it track blood pressure? I'm really not too sure. But it seems to be pretty close. I've tested against a cuff and it was pretty close. The pulse, it's pretty close. I've tested it also. But the steps, I don't count my steps. And the reasons why I got this was I've had troubles with high blood pressure for many years. It wasn't due to my weight or anything. It was just I was skinny as a rail and I had trouble with my blood pressure. And I think it goes hand in hand with me having SVT, supraventricular tachycardia, which is a birth defect of the heart. It's actually pathways that actually is formed inside your heart. So if I have one pathway to give the signal, I had multiple. Now I've had this taken care of in the past, but they tend to grow back. So I do have to keep an eye on my pulse and my blood pressure off and on. And normally I can feel whenever it goes way off the charts, but this will actually give me something where I can actually keep track of things. And through the cell phone, I can actually keep track of the data and show my physician about it. So that is the big thing about this. And yes, the biggest thing I can think of to really say, to give the ups for, is I kind of compared it against the Fitbit. It can do about everything that a Fitbit can do, the watches. And the Fitbit watches, well, you can do the pricing on those. I mean, they're not cheap. And this was only like $40 off Amazon. Big price difference. And it's worked flawlessly for almost 2 weeks. Yeah, I took it off for a couple of nights to charge, just to charge it up. But it only takes, what was it, like half an hour to charge up the most. And it was ready to go. Now, I just plugged it in, went to sleep, and just left it go until the next morning. But I mean, it does track the sleep, your sleep patterns, and all that. How good does this track the sleep patterns? I really couldn't tell you too much on that one, because I mean, I'm asleep. I don't know. But it seems to work all right. It does. It seems to work all right. Is it a doctor? No. Does it take place? I kind of see it as a tool to help you in life, to keep track of things. It does track my steps, yes, it does. And I am working on actually building my left leg up after getting this last surgery done a few years ago, and increasing my steps and losing more weight. I'm working on that. I've been working on it for some time now, and this is just an aid for me to keep track of it. But yeah, I mean, this, like I said, if anybody wants a link to one of these, if they're interested in looking it up, I'll leave a link down in the description for it, for you guys. It'll be there. Now, earlier this week, I actually pulled the plug, and it was Tuesday. I pulled the plug and ordered the transceiver, the 40 meter transceiver. Now it's for QRP, which for you guys that don't run the ham radios, basically it just lets you do Morse code online, CW is what it's called, through the airwaves. And this is it's actually a 12 volts. It goes up to 1.2 watts. A power at 9 volts, it goes to 0.8 watts. So it's a low wattage transceiver. It's a kit. So whenever I get it in, I'll have to put it together. I'll have to solder everything on the board and everything. I did decide I'm going to try it myself to see if my shaky hands will let me do it. If nothing else, I did talk to my friend next door. He's going to go ahead and he said, if you can't do it, Mike, I'll do it for you, no problem. Like, yeah, I could. At least we'll get together. Now, this kit does not come with the case. I opt for the cheaper model because, I mean, a case is a case. I mean, I can make a case. And this is actually small enough to fit, for those that don't know, it's small enough you can actually fit it into an Altoids can, old Altoids can. I've got ideas, plastic boxes and stuff. And actually, I'm going to try to make a small, we'll say, CW QRP kit that is basically all maintained into a small plastic container. The only thing that's not going to be in there will be the antenna itself. So most of it will be all contained. I mean, I'll have my keyer in there. It'll have the 9-volt battery in there, the plugs for it. And basically, whenever I do put it together, I'm going to have the option to have the wall wart, so you can plug it in for the 12. It'll run off 12 volt that way, or mainly it'll run off of the 9-volt battery. I'll have a 9-volt plug soldered to the board. That way, it'll be totally mobile. Except, I mean, the antenna will be mobile too. It'll take a bigger box. But I figured I'd go ahead and set one up that way. Now the keyer, to start it off, the keyer I'm going to be making is actually really old school. I'm half tempted to say Boy Scout made, kind of, because I've learned, when I first seen something like this was made was whenever I watched a couple of kids do it in the Boy Scouts. I never belonged to the Boy Scouts. Well, I had family that was in the Cub Scouts, which it'll be Boy Scouts, but either here or there. But the keyer is a simple homemade keyer to get it started with. In the future, I mean, you go keyer, you go paddles. I'm going to go ahead and try to think about just sticking with keers. It's I understand it's easier to go with paddles. Some people. I'm just going to go with the basic keyer. And I'm thinking in the future, go ahead and get the keyer kits, and then I have plans for that. Get a couple different kits, and that way I'll still have the satisfaction of putting it together myself and have it in all that I basically made it. There's a sense of pride to that in my eyes. But it's ordered. I even ordered, there is a speed limit. It's got the, popped out of my head, it's got the quick connector for the antenna. I ordered the proper connections I need for the antennas. The only thing I have to order yet is the 3.5 millimeter plug for the keyer. And I will get a earphone for it, that way it ain't annoying everybody around me. The Pixie kit that I ordered is actually, it's on the very bottom of the realm where the technician license, ham radio technician license will permit it for me. So I will have to wait until after I order from Pixie the crystal kit, and actually it's You buy the kit. It's got several crystals in it for different frequencies, and that way I can go ahead and put the right frequency into the kit to go where I want to go to allow for, you know, drift. The kit, so whenever I put the kit together, I won't be able to use it until I get the crystals in. Unless I mean, I could put the crystal in, just change the crystal out, just to be able to fire it up and see, make sure it works. But even then, I don't feel comfortable because you got drift, and I don't want to go outside of where I am legally allowed to do it. So I'll go ahead and probably just leave it out. Don't try it out. Order the crystals, get them in, and put the right crystal in that for me. Now, it doesn't. The other crystals. It's not the other crystals will not get used. Not until possibly whenever I get my general license, or I might just, and I'll get another kit that actually has a saddle that you can actually plug the crystals in and remove them, change them out. I didn't choose to do that for the first kit. I mean, it was cheap enough as it is, and to get my feet wet, this will do me just fine. But I figured go ahead and add this into it. And I hope you all have a great week. This is MuzzleMike, signing out.